Hi there, it's Tamara, and this class is a request from a very special friend of mine. She suffers from back issues and asked for a class with no downward facing dog. Now, obviously there's a lot of variety of back issues out there, and back issues can be fairly common. So this, I just want to say, is a very general class, but hopefully some others of you will also find it helpful. All right, so let's start on the back. With the knees bent and the feet planted, about hips distance apart. So frontal hip bones, those bony protrusions, line up your feet with those. It's roughly hips distance apart. And then take your hands to your low belly, just below the navel. And start to draw your awareness to your breath, moving in and out of the body. And then just start to slightly deepen the breath. And as you inhale, notice the belly fill the palm. As you exhale, notice it recede back towards the back body. And then we'll take an even bigger breath. So through the nose, take a big inhale. Allow your belly to fill the palm. Breathe up into the rib cage, into the chest. And now as you exhale, draw the part of the belly just below the navel towards the back body, towards the spine, as you let the air out. And then again, just like that. Deep inhale through the nose. Fill up into the palm, into the rib cage, into the chest. Now as you exhale, gently draw the lower belly towards the spine. Release any tension that may have crept in through the neck, the shoulder area. And then one last time, take a big smooth inhale through the nose. Fill up, fill up, fill up. And as you exhale and release, gently draw the low belly towards the spine. Now release the hands. Cross the right ankle just beyond the left knee. Take the right hand to the right thigh and create some resistance by pressing the right thigh into the hand back into the thigh. Inhale here to resist, and exhale, let that go. Create a little tension, resist the thigh into the hand into the thigh. You control the amount of tension. As you exhale, let that go. One more time, resist, resist, resist. Release the back of the neck. Exhale, release, and uncross the right foot from the knee. Left ankle beyond right knee. Place the left hand to the left thigh. Press the thigh into the hand back into the thigh. Resist, and exhale, release. Again, resist. Feel the low belly engaged, and exhale, let that go. One more time. As you resist, feel the low part of the belly draw towards the spine. And exhale, let that go, uncross. Roll to your side, come on up to all fours. Place your hands beneath your shoulders, about shoulder distance apart, and your knees beneath your hips, again about hips distance apart. Fan your fingers so you can use the entire palm rooting down into the floor. And on your next inhale, arch your back. And by arch, I mean let the belly drop and direct the tailbone and the crown of the head to the ceiling. But do keep the chin level to the floor as opposed to lifting it up. And instead lead and pull up with your chest. Now as you exhale, do the opposite shape. So round. Push down through the palms to send your shoulder blades to the ceiling. Curl your tailbone down. Release the crown of the head down. And really inflate across the shoulder blades. Send them to the ceiling. Linking the breath and the movement. Take an inhale to arch your back. Pull your chest forward and up. And as you exhale, tone the low belly, send the navel to the spine, and round across your upper back. Again, inhale, arch. Let the low belly go. And exhale, round. Draw the low belly in. 2 more times. Inhale, arch your back. Pull your chest away from your navel. Exhale, round your back. Send your navel to your spine. And then one more time here. And exhale, round. Come back to tabletop position. And now come onto your belly. Bring your forehead down to the floor. Reach your hands along the floor to about shoulder height. And come tented on your fingertips so your elbows are directed up to the ceiling. Now keep the tops of the feet flat, so big toe to pinky toe on the floor. Send your big toes straight back as opposed to curling in towards one another. And even though the tops of the feet are on the floor, engage your legs. Do this by lifting your kneecaps so you feel your quads engage. Keep that. Apply a gentle pressure down through the fingertips. As you inhale, leading with the chest, lift up. As you exhale, lower down. Now notice when you come up, if the butt muscles try to take over and clench, release them by spinning your inner thighs to the ceiling. Now what I mean by that is the backs of the knees point straight up as opposed to curl towards one another. So when they're towards one another, it's external rotation. The butt muscles are clenched. When they release to the ceiling, the leg is neutral and you can release the butt and find more breadth along the low back. Now it will engage a little bit as you lift into the back bend, but see if you can allow them to not take over the pose. Again, a little pressure down through the fingertips, down through the tops of the feet, and exhale, forehead down. Let's do that one last time. Inhale, sweep up, elbows up, and exhale, lower down. Take your hands next to your low ribs, come on to all fours. And now drop your elbows down to the floor and interlace your fingers up to the webbing. Glance down at your elbows and make sure they're a little narrower than shoulder distance apart, as opposed to wide like this. So bring them closer to one another so you can really lift up out of your shoulder joint. Now root down with the forearms, meaning press them down into the floor as a way to send the shoulder blades to the ceiling. See if I have enough room here. Let me come forward. As you press the floor away with your forearms, now step your feet back to plank. So right foot steps back and left foot steps back. Now, if you notice the hips, the low back sinking towards the floor, take the hips higher, but still direct your tailbone to your heels so you can feel that sense of tone at your low belly. So really press down through the forearms, press down through the balls of the feet, but direct your tailbone to your heels. So again, your low belly is supporting your low back. Take one more inhale here. As you exhale, lower down. This time, place your palm down, place your other hand on top of it, and take your forehead to the hand. Pressing down through the tops of the feet again. Kneecaps lifting so the quads are engaged. As you inhale, lift the hands, the arms, the forehead, and then exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift just an inch or two, and exhale, lower down. 2 more like that. Inhale, keep your kneecaps lifted. Exhale, lower down. Last time, inhale, lift up. And exhale, lower down. Okay, hands to low ribs. Press yourself to all fours. And then walk your hands back so you can come onto your knees and come all the way to standing. Now step open to the right with the feet fairly wide apart. And start by turning your right leg out and your back heel back. So we're setting up for triangle pose. So the back toe is angled slightly towards the front, allowing the back hip to roll slightly towards the front. Inhale, reach your arms out to shoulder height. Reach your right arm out and up as you shift your front sitting bone to your back heel. Find more length along the right side of the waist. And then exhale the hand down to the shin, a block if you have it, or the floor outside the foot. And rebound the left fingertips directly above your right. Keep pressing the back foot into the floor. Keep pressing the ball of the front foot into the floor. Use your inhale to pull your chest forward. And as you exhale, slightly rotating the rib cage forward. Take a couple of more breaths here. As you exhale, root down through your feet. Push the floor away, come all the way up. Parallel the feet. Bring your hands behind you, interlaced at your low back with your elbows bent. So use your knuckles to direct your tailbone down. Direct your tailbone down and then pin your elbows in. So feel how you open from shoulder to shoulder by drawing the elbows towards one another. Now keep your elbows bent and try to bring your hands apart. So again, you're creating this bit of resistance. And as you inhale, start to send the knuckles towards the floor, but still keep a little bend in the elbow so you can resist the hands apart. Keep the tailbone heavy so you don't go into an arch in the low back. Keep lifting the chest away from the navel as you send the knuckles down and lift the chest up. Take one more inhale here. As you exhale, release the hands back to your hips. Turn your left leg out and your right heel back so your front heel bisects the inner back arch. Reach your arms out and up to shoulder height. And then reach your left arm out and up. Find more length on the left side of the waist as you direct your front sitting bone towards the back heel. Drop the hand down, reach the top arm up. Gently press the feet apart to help stabilize the foundation of the pose. And really root down, especially the pinky toe side of the back foot. Root down through the ball of the front foot. Take an extra breath here. Exhale the feet down into the floor and then rebound all the way up. One more time, parallel the feet, interlace the hands behind you and just take a different interlace, switch it up, different thumb in front. With your elbows bent, send your elbows towards one another. Use the knuckles to direct your tailbone down to the floor. And then start to squeeze your elbows towards one another. Your knuckles can come away from your low back. Start to direct the elbows down to the floor, but keep the bend in the elbow and try to resist your fingers apart. Keep lifting up with the chest. As you send the knuckles down, direct your tailbone down. An inhale to stay here. And an exhale to let that go. Toe heel the feet back together again. I'll straighten my mat a little bit. And then come standing at the front of the mat with the hands on your hips. Keeping your right foot where it is, step your left foot back and line up heel to heel this time instead of heel to arch where we were last time. Notice my back toes are slightly angled towards this wall, towards my front foot, as opposed to open directly up to the side. So you're angling the back foot forward a little bit so that you can roll the left hip forward, aiming to have your frontal hip bones pointing to the wall in front of you. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, bend into your front knee. As you inhale, straighten up. As you exhale, bend. As you inhale, straighten. As you exhale, bend. Last time, inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend and hold. And you don't have to go as deep as I do. Bend as much as you can. Reach your fingertips to the ceiling. Now lift the right heel. Press the ball of the foot into the floor. If you can go a little deeper, do that. Otherwise, just stay where you are. Keep lifting the chest away from the navel. And with your heel up, plug the ball of the foot into the floor. Now keep the foot where it is. Favor the pinky toe side of the foot as you lower your heel back down. Take an exhale to get planted through the feet. As you inhale, straighten the knee. Bring your hands back to your hips. Now come onto the ball of the back foot so you can push off the floor. Step your left foot next to the right. Keeping the left foot where it is, step your right foot long and line up heel to heel, or a little wider if that's better for balance or for any other reason. Angle the back toes forward slightly so you can roll the right hip forward so your frontal hip bones are directed towards the front of your mat. With your hands on your hips, exhale, bend, and inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend, and inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend, inhale, straighten. This time to hold, exhale, bend. And reach your fingertips to the ceiling. Keep the bend in the front knee, but lift the heel. If you can, go a little deeper. Otherwise, stay where you are. Seal the outer border of the back foot down towards the floor. So don't lose the outer border of the back foot connecting to the floor as you bend into the front knee. Keep pressing your back thigh straight back. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, lower the heel down. One more inhale to stay. Lift up out of the waist. Exhale, press your legs straight. Hands to hips. Come onto the ball of the back foot. Push off the floor and right foot steps next to the left. Now, this next pose is called puppy dog. It's like downward facing dog, except you're standing, creating a 90-degree angle between the feet on the floor and the hands at the wall. Now, given that with back issues you may not be able to go 90 degrees, don't worry about how close your chest gets to the floor, but rather this sense of pressing the hands into the wall and rebounding the hips into the center of the room. This can have a nice effect on the low back. So I'm going to show you sideways first, because then I'm going to be totally back to you. So if the wall was in front of me, step up to the wall, and you can do this now, step up to the wall, and place your hands on the wall around frontal hip bone height. You may have to go a little higher. They may not lay flat right away, that's okay. Then you will step back, straighten your elbows so that you create roughly a 90-degree angle between your torso and the legs. Now again, you may not get that low. You could be here, step back, and then push the wall away to send the hips into the center of the room so that you get more length from the palms to the sitting bone. So not downward dog per se, because hopefully the angle's a little greater, but can still have a nice effect on the low back as you push the wall away. It could be even here. And just find that sweet spot between your hands and your feet in terms of distance, where you start to feel space in the lower half of the body. And sometimes it's nice to just direct the sitting bone to the opposite corner, find more space on the side body. So that's puppy dog. You can do that for however long you like or however short you like. Okay, now come back on to the back and we'll close here. So hug both knees into the chest. And as you inhale, squeeze the knees to the shoulders, let the tailbone come up. As you exhale, let that go. One more time. As you inhale, As you exhale, let that go. Hug the right knee in as you inhale, straighten the left leg. As you exhale, stay. Now, if you want a little more tone in the belly, you can keep the foot hovering as opposed to dropping it on the floor. As you inhale, switch the legs, but if you feel it in the low back, by all means, bring the leg down. As you exhale, stay here. Again, inhale, lengthen the left leg. Exhale, squeeze the right leg in. Switch, inhale to stay. And exhale, release the breath. Last time, squeeze in with the right knee. Lengthen out with the left. Exhale, release. Left side, hug in. And let that go. Bend both knees, plant your feet. Ending where we started, cross the right ankle beyond the left knee. This time, interlace the hands behind the left thigh. Use your right elbow to gently press the right knee away. The left knee tends to want to drift towards the midline. See if you can keep it directed over the left shoulder. Drop your shoulders back. Release any tension in the neck. Keep gently pressing the right knee away, the right thigh away, with your right elbow. A couple more breaths here. Exhale, lower down. Take the same leg, interlace behind the thigh, stretch it up to the ceiling. Press the thigh into the hands, and exhale, release. Press the thigh into the hands. Exhale, release. Keep the interlace and either stay here. If you want to try a little deeper, you can straighten the left leg along the floor. Keep letting your shoulders drop back. Take an inhale here. Exhale, bend both knees, plant your feet. Left ankle beyond right knee. Interlace behind the right thigh. Gently drawing the right knee towards the right shoulder, gently pressing your left thigh away with your arm. So this is called thread the needle or figure four. Keep pressing the thigh away gently. Directing the right knee over the right shoulder. And take a couple more breaths here, releasing the base of the neck, releasing the shoulders back. And then release the right foot down. Grab the back of the left thigh, straighten the left foot to the ceiling. For a breath, press into the palms, and then release. One more time. And release. I don't remember how many times I did it on the right, but let's call that a day. Either staying here or straightening the left leg along the floor. Breathe into wherever you feel the tension in the back of the thigh. Send the exhale there. Continuing to release the base of the neck. And just a couple more breaths here. And let that go. Bend both knees. Bring the hand back to the low belly where we started. Take the feet wide, drop your knees in. Just take a moment feeling any sensations that may have arisen from the practice. Check in with your low back. Some of that may have been good, some of that may have felt awful. So just taking the opportunity to notice for yourself what felt good. And sometimes it takes a little while before you feel any effects of the practice. So I often tell my students the second day is usually the more revealing day in terms of where you feel any soreness or anything that may not feel good. All right, so staying here in this pose, I'm going to roll over and come up. And I would encourage you to either stay there for a few more moments, stretch your legs out into corpse pose shavasana, and just take however much time you may need. Thanks for watching.